Happy Friday, Vendasta, and welcome to All Hands for June 12th. Please put your hands together for your host today, Sanjay Manchanda!
Hey guys, the audio seems to be. Was it just me?
No, it's the audio was really scrambled.
Hey, Shane, Jason, back in control room. Could someone go again and just let me know that thumbs up that you all can hear?
We can hear
Yep,
you just fine.
you sound
Sanjay.
good.
I don't know about Saskatoon though.
Sounds good in
And
Saskatoon.
lost. Looks like did we lose headquarters?
No, you're good to go.
All right, I don't see the slides. Do you want me to share mine?
Yeah, go ahead, Chair.
Sorry, what's that? We can't hear you, Shane or Jason.
Yeah, you can go ahead and share.
Go ahead and share, Sanjay.
All right, let's get started. Give me a second, one sec. I thought the team up there was going to drive, but anyway, let me start. Welcome, everybody. Friday, June 12th. We have a pretty full agenda today. We'll go through the usual new hires, anniversaries, movers and shakers, customer love, partners spotlight, which is a new program we started I think it's been a couple of months now. I thought it'd be good to hear from one of our first certified partners. Then the team and I will give you a quick update on a bunch of things that marketing's been up to, and then we'll end with the AI Build Board winner. Let's start with the new hires. Dave, I haven't had the opportunity to meet Dave in person yet, but I believe today is his first day or second day, maybe. Welcome, Dave. He's our new Director of Business Intelligence and is remote. And I believe you're going to sing. Is that right?
I believe so, yes.
Let's go for it.
Okay, so hi, everybody. I'm Dave Lavallee, Director of Business Intelligence. Just started with Vendasta this week, and I'm located just north of Calgary, Alberta, in Airdrie. Here's to the good times and the really glad I did times. Hanging with friends and keeping it chill. Thanks for the offer. I think that I will head on over for some good times. Never too young, never too old, maybe too shy, gotta be bold to grab hold of those really should times. 1, 2, 3, only as great as you make them, never as good when you take them. But we'll look back fondly on those good times, sipping on whiskey, wine, or beers. Tip back your glass, it's time for a cheers to the good times.
All right. Wow. 2 thumbs up, Dave. That was pretty cool. Welcome. Welcome
Thanks.
to Bethesda. Moving on to Ready for Nashville. That's right, Brad. The first year anniversary, we've got Darshini, we've got Vinod Kumar, and Noor. Congratulations. It's 2 years anniversary, Ian Workman Saravanan from Chennai and marketing team, and Shubhashini. More 2-year anniversaries, Kavin and Mohammed. More 2-year anniversaries, Mariam and Sham. 3-year anniversary, Sal down in Boca. Bashmeen and Shivapriya celebrating 4 years. William celebrating 5. Our Yesware lead product manager who's making everything happen with Yesware and the integration into our CRM. I believe we have a video from the team.
Hey Will, congrats on the 5 years. It's been an amazing experience working with you on Honey Badgers and tackling the BMO project together. Looking forward to many more years and hopefully another in-person meetup soon.
Yo, Will, congrats on 5 years. Great working with you.
Congrats on the big 5, Will. Yes, we couldn't have a better product manager. Keep on killing it.
You're a wicked smart Boston PM. Happy anniversary.
Hey Will, thank you for the 5 years of holding down the efforts and now looking after the SaaS products. I think it's pretty safe to say that you have had a good time so far. Happy 5 years. Cheers.
Congrats on 5 years, Will. Congrats to the only one who can deal with BMO.
Hey Will, happy 5 years at Vendasta. It's been great getting to know and work with you on Yesware and BMO. I look forward to many more years. Congrats.
Happy 5-year anniversary, Will. It's been a pleasure moving mountains with you over the last 5 years and looking forward to the next 5. Cheers.
All right. Congratulations, Will. Wow, big jump now to the 9-year anniversary. Liping. Congratulations. And the biggest one of them all, Brad, did you join Vendasta even before it started? 18-year anniversary. Huge congratulations. That's a big milestone.
I was only 5 when I started.
Congratulations. All right. Congrats to everybody celebrating the anniversary at Vendasta. Let's walk through a few folks that have moved and become shakers. Shruti moving to the role of AI SEO analyst in Chennai. Balaji also moving to a similar role. Anisha also moving to an AI SEO analyst role. AI and SEO and AEO, big deal in the industry these days, so it's fantastic. Nitisha also moving to AI. Wow, we're really bulking up that team. Nargis moving to AI content associate, and Veerapan moving to AI content associate. Congratulations. And then finally, I think we have Praveen Kumar moving to paid media specialist. All of these moves happening in Chennai. Congrats, folks. Kudos based on these leadership principles that you see. We have a couple, I think, today. From Aryan to Jatin. Shout out to Jatin for stellar teamwork and ownership. I want to recognize Jatin for being an incredible teammate and client partner. Jatin routinely goes above and beyond the call of duty, but what truly sets him apart is his accountability. He takes full responsibility for his actions, faces challenges head on, and is always the first to offer a helping hand to colleagues. Thank you, Jatin, for your dedication and for always lifting the team up. Great work, Jatin. From Kat to Keith, our very own Keith, who's had an extremely busy last week, I know, beyond what he normally does. Huge thanks to Keith for his phenomenal work during the week's leadership onsite and the pack. He absolutely knocked it out of the park by treating us to an amazing Saskatchewan-themed buffet dinner and incredible themed food throughout the week. The partners were absolutely raving about it. Keith worked around the clock from early morning prep to late night cleanup to keep everything running smoothly and keeping us all incredibly well fed. No matter how chaotic, Keith tackled it all with a positive attitude and delivered flawless results as always. We're so lucky to have you and your incredible talents on the team, Keith. Absolutely, Keith. Thank you for an amazing set of hosting that you did to all the partners and the leadership team last week. Great kudos. We do have some customer love, but we'll actually cover it in the update section, so I'm going to skip that for now. As I mentioned, we started this AI certified, Vendasta certified partner program. I want to say we kicked that off maybe 2 or 3 months ago. Jay-Z's been driving it along with a couple of other folks. And we have a video from one of the first few. And do you want to drive that video, folks?
just wanted to say thanks and how much we appreciate Vendasta. Honestly, Vendasta is a huge part of the success and growth of Blue River Digital here. You've done a number of different things for us over the years. I would say our relationship with Matchcraft is unmatched. It's incredible that digital ad sales is a big piece of our growth, and their ability to kind of adapt to our timelines has been great. And then just overall, I think what you have done is you forced us to get organized and to understand processes and to start adopting these new concepts. I would say over the last 4 years, these new concepts and how a marketing agency will look in the future. One thing that I took away from from PAC was tomorrow's winners will be the ones who actually own the systems that connect everything. So we have that great convergence of data and technology and marketing. I might add marketing. I'm not sure you guys had that in your slides, but the convergence of data, technology, and marketing at this time allows us to be so smart with how we position our marketing, who we're targeting, when and where, and it really sets us up to be much more successful and optimized overall. And it's not just about that data layer, because since I've been home, I have heard a lot of folks talk about that convergence of data and technology and how some of our competitors are trying to utilize some of that verbiage. But it's not just data, it's data with context. And was another big thing that you guys drove home, about the amount of information that we've already captured for our clients through the CRM, and the amount of information that we can continue to capture and just expand upon how we're understanding who our SMB's clients are. Just the smarter we're going to be able to be with how we provide solutions to our partners. So just want to, again, thank you guys. It's been a fantastic relationship. The AI Certified Partners Group is a blast. We have a lot of fun in that group. Gray is good, in case you didn't know that. And appreciate you. We're here to toot your horn for you and to be a cheerleader from this part of the country and in our industries that we serve. And excited to see your growth as well. Bye.
Excellent. This is pretty cool. I mean, just so everybody understands, I mean, Nick has been a long-time partner, is on the PAC, and he was here last week. He likes Vendasta and Saskatoon so much, he brought his family with him. But I think what's pretty unique about this program, and in particular, people like Nick and Blue River Digital, they have been a great case study. You'll find it on the website. They've provided testimonials, not just the one that we can use internally, but externally as well. And so it goes a long way, especially because we have grown up being white labeled. And I often say we're probably one of the best kept secrets because we're white labeled. And so the AI certified, the Vendasta Certified Partner Program was designed specifically to help us get other partners to understand what a great value Vendasta and the platform provides to them. And people like Nick are willing to stand up there, be public with it, have the Vendasta certified badge on their website. And so our goal is to really expand this program to get more and more partners talking about us. And then that will also help SMBs know that they can get someone who's trained, who understands how to get the best from the platform, is an expert in a certain field to deliver what they want as an outcome. So it's great to see Nick, step up to do this. Upcoming events: Startup Week Fail Fest coming up on June 19th. Juneteenth is a stat holiday in the US on the 19th as well. June 26th, Hobby Hour. Check out the calendar invite for more details. June 28th, Pride Parade. And here's a PSA, fill out the RSVP form in the announcement section. And then July 1st is the stat holiday in Canada, Canada Day. I thought for the next few slides, I'd start by just doing talk through something that we discussed at the leadership offsite. And then the rest of the presentation, we've got a nice lineup of giving everybody an update on the Vibe launch, which we did at Vendasta Connect last week. The Partner Advisory Council, as you all, many of you know, we had a bunch of partners here, and Kat, John, and Saman will talk about that. And then we conducted end customer or end user research. And Claire will take you through very briefly, some of the learnings from that, which I think is really important for all of us to understand. But let's start with this notion of who is our customer and who's our partner. And I know I've mentioned this in the past, but this is one of those things that you can never say it too much, especially because we are going through quite a bit of a transformation. And so I'll talk a little bit about why care, why is it important for us to do it now? Who is our ideal customer profile and what do they care about? Because that's the most important thing when we build product, is if it's not solving their care abouts or problems, it almost doesn't matter. And then who are these IPPs and why do we need them? Some of it may be obvious, but it's, like I said, it's useful to revisit every once in a while to make sure we're all aligned. It is really the most important. I think people underestimate this. Knowing who is your ideal customer profile has benefits in many, many ways, and I'll go through that in a second. But one of the primary goals that we've had in 2025 and 2026, and will be true next year as well, is to scale our growth. We really want to see growth come back. You've heard this from Brendan multiple times. The only way we can do that is if you can establish repeatability. If every customer that we sell to or that we try to acquire is a new experiment, there's no way we can scale. And so getting clear on who's this ideal customer profile, so we really get excellent at the process of selling to them, at building the right product for them, is what delivers repeatability, which then gives us scalability. And that's underappreciated many times. And it's not a decision it's not a marketing thing. Everyone says, oh, ICP, it's a marketing thing. It's really not. It impacts every function, everything that we do. Sales can be more successful in terms of win rates and a lower cost to acquire if they know who to focus on, the right people to focus on, right? If we're recruiting partners because partners are the channel, we have to acquire partners that actually get the right types of SMBs for us. Certainly important from a marketing standpoint, because the only way you know that you're going to hit them with the right resonating messages is if you know who they are and you're tailoring the message to those people. But most important is you end up wasting less time building the wrong product if you know who you're building it for. And the more precise you can get, the more likely you're supposed to that you'll be wasting effort on the wrong roadmap. So it's not enough to just vaguely say SMBs. The more precise you can get, the better it is. And then it also has impact on retention and expansion. So it's not just about marketing and messaging, which sometimes people just think of ICP as impacting just that. Why now? And this is not something that's happened like just today or last week or January 1st, 2026. But we have been going through this evolution, which makes it even more important for us to understand and kind of get fully aligned on who is the ICP for us and who is this IPP, the ideal partner. There was a point in time, and I won't go back all to the beginning of history or the beginning of the company, but even in the last few years, we thought that our primary customer was the digital agency. And so we did things for them and optimized for them. Then over the last few years after that, we said, hey, we want to be a reseller and a marketplace platform. And so the value proposition was partners come to us, you'll get this 250 plus apps and services that you can resell. And so we thought of people who would want a reseller platform as our customer. Today, what we're saying is that we are the AI employee platform for SMBs, right? And you see some of the goals below that. This is where we are today. And it's a little bit of an evolution. We started this evolution, I'd say, in 2025. Now, who are these SMBs? There are about 66 million of them just in the US and Europe. Forget the rest of the world. So we can't say everybody's a customer, right? Not like there's a subset of those that we can fine tune what we offer for. But the ones that we care about are the ones that we serve really well are people who are service-based, maybe location-based, but that's rapidly changing. It used to be that they had to have a location, they had to have a physical presence. That's not true anymore. But they are typically service-based. They typically are between 1 to 50 employees. Even if you look at our franchisee customers, like Neighborly's customers, Molly Maid location, probably have 10 to 12 people in each location. They have revenue between 300,000. You could argue that number might be 200,000 at the low end, maybe 10 million at the high end, but it's certainly not a company that's 100 million, right? That doesn't qualify as an SMB in the first place. They tend to be operator run. Like that person who owns is the owner is also the operator, wears multiple hats, and they don't have dedicated IT departments. So it's not like a mid-market, a company like we are, where we've got an IT team that manages a bunch of infrastructure for us. And then you see their pain points on the right. They don't wake up every day thinking about cool features or IT stack or IT infrastructure. The stuff that you see on the right are examples of what they care about. That's how they make their decisions on what to spend money. And many of you either have SMBs in the family or have been an SMB yourself at some point. The biggest problem for small businesses is cash flow. They live and die with revenue coming in from either new customers, so constantly needing to acquire new customers, or making sure that they keep customers they have and they can get repeat business from them. And so if they're going to spend money, it has to solve one of those two things. Otherwise, it's not like, hey, I like technology and I'm going to go buy this piece of software just to kind of play around with it. In general, they might spend, on a small pilot, but it has to solve one or two of these problems, and that's really critical. Like I said earlier, the opportunity is huge. So sometimes people say, oh, we're narrowing the opportunity by focusing on just these kinds of businesses. We have 150,000 SMBs today. There are 18 million of these to go. And they're spending 195, and that number probably will go up as AI rolls out even more and more. But today, the estimate is they'll spend close to 200 billion. And actually even 10% is a generous number. I'd say less than 10% of them, less than even 5% of them are actually using any sort of real AI when it comes to applying to their business. Way more of them are probably using ChatGPT or Gemini. But in terms of automating business processes, using agentic workflows, it's still a very low number out of that 18 million that's doing it. So the opportunity is wide open. Now, often people, like I said, stop at the very high level, right? It's like SMBs. There are all kinds of SMBs. But what's even more important is understanding the buyer. Because in the end, the SMB, the entity is not buying it. Some human is making the decision. And the more we understand about that human in terms of what they care about and what drives them to buy or not buy, the more successful we'll be in how we market to them and sell to them. And so there are three types that we've identified. And actually it was pretty interesting. I came up with this hypothesis based on some research, and then this team that we had do the SMB research came back with something very, very similar. There's the folks that want to build. They love to get in there and they'll go, for example, they might go buy different components of a PC and build a PC themselves or a server themselves. They may use something like Claude Code and build an app themselves. They'll use Vibe, Vendasta Vibe, and build it themselves. They want complete control. They want all the bells and whistles, but there's a small number of them. Most of them are actually running a business. Like I said earlier, they're an owner operator. And so they've got their hands full just trying to make the business go, their own business. And that's the Rachel Lees of the world. They're not afraid of tech. They want stuff done. They want it done, the technology to be there. They're willing to spend on it, but it has to be simple and it has to work. And then there's the last group of folks who will always be there. They're like, I don't know anything about this. I don't want to know anything about this. I want somebody else to run it. It's the managed services folks. These are the people who completely abdicate everything to the partner. And I think, Vendasta invented this term called do it for me. That's the delegator. And so we have to understand each of these, because every one of these three groups approaches a buying decision for software very, very differently, or AI very, very differently. Now, you can imagine 18 million, mom and pop shops, 50-person companies, 2-person companies, they're all over the map. It's really, really hard to get to them, very expensive to get them to know who Vendasta is, and then to be able to serve them, to acquire them and serve them. And that's why we need these folks that I'm calling ideal partner profile, ideal partners. These are the three we've decided we want to prioritize for now. Agencies, but of a certain size, and I'll come to that in a second. Franchises, we know lots of examples of these now. We've had lots of success. Neighborly is the biggest one that we know, but we recently, we signed Sharky's, another one. We've got Fred Astaire, there are a bunch of these. And then there are the ISVs, again, some great recent successes, but also some success that we've had in past years. The most recent ones, DaySmart, Kaseya. There's a couple others that are in the hopper that we're working on. And what's exciting and interesting about the last two, franchise and ISV, typically these people represent thousands and sometimes tens of thousands of SMBs. So if you win one of them, they give you somewhat instant access to a very large number of SMBs. And then they also obviously serve them as well. Coming back to what we're not after, which is actually as important as understanding what we want to go, what kinds of partners we want. There was a time, I think, when Vendasta said, hey, let's go after these aspiring people who don't really have an agency yet, but want to become one. We're not going after those folks. Passive income seekers. And there's lots of instances where somebody says, hey, my real business is this, but I heard that Vendasta platform, I can go buy software at wholesale prices. I can resell that to my client. And then Vendasta will do all the work for me and I just collect the money. I don't have to do anything. We've learned that that's not a winning strategy. Customers don't get served well. They get pissed off. The partner doesn't make any money. It's just a downhill thing from there. So we're not looking at those people. And then at least for now, we're not proactively investing in or going after other verticals than the ones that I mentioned. Doesn't mean that if someone comes in, let's say a different type of partner comes in from a like a TV station house, they have been customers in the past. We will engage with them. But when it comes to investing marketing dollars for demand gen and everything else, we're not going to do that. So, I wanted to do this just to make sure that not just the leadership, the S team, the exec team, but in general, all of us have a view to how we're approaching the market and who we should think about as both our customer as well as our ideal partners who get us those customers. So with that, I'm going to hand it over to, I believe it's Saman, to talk about Connect and then on to the pack. You guys have it? Do you guys want me to drive?
We are?
We can hear you.
All right. So let's talk about Vendasta Connect. For the first time, the Connect we had was, it wasn't a webinar, it was live, it was in person, we had real studio audience, 50 partners in the room with us, and hundreds more joining us from all over the planet. And people did show up. So we had 800 registrants, and over 430 watched it happen live. The rest were still hitting replays and watch on demands. And people did not just click and bounce. Most of the people, they watched all the way to the end. We're talking almost 23 days of combined watch time. And we now have 131 new leads in the pipeline post-event. A huge thank you to all the AMs I kept bugging for sending out emails and reaching out to their partners, their prospects, and helping drive the word about Connect, and anybody else who posted about it online. A huge thank you. So my favorite part is that the crowd was really energetic. They were really engaged. They went all in. We had about 358 chat messages, 97 questions, both live and in chat, and they were asked and answered. And here's something interesting about the people who showed up. So 60% of the registrants were not even customers, they were prospects. And of the attendees, 65% were CEOs, founders, and owners. Nearly 2/3 were agencies with media groups, franchises, MSPs, and software folks filling out the rest. Almost half this room had never been to a Vendasta Connect before. So on our biggest stage yet, we had a room full of decision makers, most of them not yet customers, leading all the way in, so I would say a big win. And based off the in-chat responses, our top highlight for audience was watching BK's idea of Liquid Software. The partner stories were another great hit. Nick Prentice basically rebuilt Monday.com from scratch. Brad closed a client from his car, and Michael Devern was able to rewire his entire agency around Vendasta Vibe. People also loved our branded Vibe video, and we were repeatedly asked to give them access to a white label version of it. Another great highlight was watching Rylan do something risky. He walked up on stage and created a live website from scratch using Vendasta Vibe, and then he threw up his iconic double V up into the air. People mirrored that. And what do you guys think? Should we put this on a shirt? On our merch? Just comment double V if you guys want us to include this as part of the Vendasta merch. So the Vendasta Connect we had this time was not like the ones we had before. It was raw, it was real, a little risky, technically and logistically a nightmare for the AV team. Absolutely. So thank you, Shane, John, and Jason, but we were able to nail this because we built a genuine connection with the audience more than the pre-polished, those pre-recorded shows we used to have. And so even the minor glitches, they feel authentic and forgivable. So all in all, it was a perfect event for the launch of Vibe, which brings me to Deb.
Thank you, Simon. So I think we all agree that the Vibe has been good. So partners are not just noticing Vibe, they are engaging with it. So before I get into some quick updates, a huge kudos to the team here. None of this happens without them. Let's give them a round of applause. So these words came directly from the 400+ interactions at Vendasta Connect, over the chat, and even from our science fair. 3 things landed well, like cloning a prospect's site live during a sales pitch, and the story share in the partner panel and our Zendesk story gave them confidence to recommend Vibe to their clients. And they want to build more than websites. They said they wanted to build apps, dashboards, and even as mobile apps. So 3 things to close. User permission on the top for broad resell, multi-client deployments, and some more SEO optimizations on Vibe pages. So the signal is clear. Now let's look at the numbers. In just 10 days, we have 358 total activations, 145 paid subscriptions, and around 3.3K in MRR, and then 24 of them are add-ons. So those are the headlines numbers. 2 zoom-in numbers that I want you to take a guess. So from the 145 paid subscriptions, take a guess, how many of them are activated on Pro? 21, 26, 31, 36, 31? 31. Okay, let's see. Yeah, 31 of them are Pro activations. Here's another one. Which credit add-on pack was the most popular one? Okay, multiple answers. And is the 10K tier, the starter clear. So the tier, there are 71% went straight to the entry-level pack. So all these numbers, all these post-launch consumption data will tell us a lot, and that's what we will take. We'll use them to fine-tune our pricing and packaging strategy along the way. So this is the full breakdown, but the two numbers on the right gave us some insight. So from the first week of the data, 46% of the new paid subscriber also bought the credits in the same week they sign up. So they didn't just try Vibe, they immediately built something like more advanced. So that's the motion that we should repeat and keep doing it. And $47 is the blended average revenue per user. So we have a stretch goal of 500K MRR by the end of this year. And that's about 10,640 paid units. So we are now at 145. The ramp is steep, but the more people in this room talking about Vibe, we are getting to close that gap faster. So here are how we are going to close that gap. So we will think about the distribution model, one Vibe app deployed across many of the partners' accounts that will address the number one ask we heard. On the product side, Jesse's team hasn't stopped shipping and all the new features. You will see the guided secret setup for Supabase, who's prompting the headshot for each prompt, the powered by Vendasta badge in the free editions, and there are a lot more in the pipelines. And we are also exploring a prompt library or even a community where everyone can share what's working good in Vibe. So here, how you can plug in. Vendasta.com/Vibe is the public-facing story, which is our product page. We have sample use cases there. We have trusted tester, early success numbers there. We have the product positioning messages. Share it with your next prospect. And if you missed last Monday's internal training, the recording and the hands-on lab guide are hit there for you. And we have included the overview deck and the one-pagers in Vendasta brand and white label in the Sales Enablement Hub. And if you want to go deeper, I recommend you to read the 2026 Market Insight Report and also the real results from agency blog. And then big thanks to our learning team. Our product documentation and the support runbook being updated continuously as our product evolves. So I will share these links again in the chat. Please go build something with Vibe and start talking about it. So one last thing is on June 23rd, Nathan is hosting an AI Jumpstart all about Vibe. So point your partners there. Talk about Vibe all the time. Thank you. Kat, over to you.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. I'm Katrina, and I'm here to do a quick recap of our Partner Advisory Council last week. So this was our biggest PAC event yet. We had 46 individuals attending, representing 33 partner companies across 5 verticals from 5 different countries, even as far as Australia. And we actually had very little drop-off this year, just 2 partners who couldn't make it, so that was our best PAC yet. Here's a look at the partner logos that we had in the room last week. So we learned lots from PAC, but one thing we learned was our partners are very interesting. So we're going to play a very quick game of Guess the Partner. So first one. I used to model for Abercrombie, Any guesses who that was? Yeah. Josh Carroll from Snap Me Creative. Next one. I shook hands with a saint. Yeah. Brian Burney from the Burney Collective. Not sure what saint, but he shook hands with a saint. And then the last one. My great-grandmother was buried alive in the early 1900s, and they didn't get to her in time. Yes, that terrifying story was brought to us by the lovely Janice Christopher. Okay, so we sent out a post-event survey to our partners and to Vendastians to gather feedback to see how we did last week and how we can improve for our next event. So all these scores here are out of 5. So value of PAC overall from our partners, 4.7. Would recommend to a partner, 4.8. Will attend again next year, 4.8. Then for Vendastians, rating of the event overall, 4.5. Value of PAC for partners, 4.6. And then value of PAC personally, 4. So that's something we will definitely look at next year. We always talk about creating these events to be valuable for our partners and for attendees, but we want them to be valuable to Vendastians as well. So we'll take that feedback on board. So we saw these other results on the last slide, but one other one here is made a meaningful connection. So that was voted or rated 4.9 out of 5. 73% of partners gave PAC full marks overall. 91% rated their connections a perfect 5, and not one rating fell below 4. So it's just great. Yay. So what landed? What did our partners like about the event? So the product science fairs were a hit. That was number 1. That was the most named highlight. Partners asked for more rotations, and they wanted to attend all the sessions. They loved the Scaling Your AI Workforce, where they could have the active discussions and learn from each other. The Ask Me Anything sessions with leadership were also very popular. And of course, our Vibe launch, and they were excited about what they could build for their companies when they went home. There was a ton of positive feedback. Janice says, PAC was genuinely one of the best events I've attended in a long time. The energy was thoughtful, the conversations were real, and the sessions hit the mark in ways that actually matter to a partner like me. Bill, our Newfie friend, wanted to keep our PAC group connected and talking to one another. We can all help and support each other, and ultimately Vendasta. It was a Vendastic time. And Vic here, seeing where Vendasta is headed long-term helps me make better calls on the frictions I'm hitting today. Our hospitality was called out again and again, and which was lovely to hear. Janice, again, I think all of you are amazing. The hospitality and excitement that you demonstrated for our partners is really wonderful to experience. The entire event was extremely valuable, and I learned so much. That was from Chela. So our 4 key learnings were, our partners wanted more workshops, more hands-on training. They want more time with our product teams to ask questions and get their feedback, and they want more time with each other. And our more AI advanced partners called for separate events, one for them and one for partners just starting to adopt AI. We also asked you how PAC went. Again, scores are out of 5. So you sent overall event success, 4.5, value of PAC to our partners, 4.6, communication, 4.6, hospitality and social, 4.6, and content and sessions, 4.4. We have lots of suggestions on what you would change, and we'll definitely review it all in more detail and incorporate some of those changes. One, for example, is listen more and sell less to our partners. So again, things we're going to look at for our next events, more hands-on sessions, less presentations, maybe splitting the event into 2 for those more advanced and less advanced AI partners. Tighter run of show, gets more prep, more rehearsal time, and then maybe look at having our leadership on site after PAC so we can chat about all the findings we had from that PAC. So finally, I want to say a huge thank you to everyone involved in making PAC a huge success. I'm not going to go through everyone, but a special shout out to Nakia for putting together the agenda. That was a ton of work and coordination, and she did a really fantastic job. And a shout out to Jeff Leibel for hosting, coordinating partner pickups, drop-offs, and for being all-around great hosts to our partners as always. To everyone behind the scenes, setting up for the event, setting up AV, Shane, Jason, John, serving food, moving tables, everything in between. Thank you. We can't do any of these events, so thank you so much. And kudos to all our AMs for juggling time with partners, airport pickups, being here late nights, early mornings. Thanks for everything you did last week. And that doesn't even include everyone, so many of you played an important role. Yeah. So people running science fairs, recording sessions, guiding all our partners and all the volunteers, thank you, thank you, thank you. I think it was our best PAC yet. Yeah. One last thing, one of our goals was to gather at least 5 testimonials. So we actually got 10. We'll use this as marketing collateral throughout the year. So kudos to Saman, John, Deborah for coordinating all this. It was lots of work. And here's a look at one of the testimonials we captured.
Vendasta Technology has helped me grow my agency from a brand new agency to $1 million in the first year with a very lean team of 3.
It's not a chatbot, it's a live funnel.
The Hispanic SMB community has been overlooked by AI tools. We're fixing that with Vendasta.
Pretty soon you won't know if you're talking to an AI or a person. His actual last words was, whatever it costs, I just want access.
Called them back very early the next morning, scheduled the showing, and actually pre-sold that before it hit auction.
Closed in 5 minutes. By the next day, it had booked a $1,400 job. They called it the best money they've spent this year.
The AI captured 3 missed calls in the first 48 hours and booked 2 of them. Paid for itself within 2 days. It's turned our agency from lead generator to lead closer.
We're seeing about a 40% increase in conversions.
Every time we hook up the Conversations AI, we see a minimum of 5 and then as many as 30 leads that the businesses would have otherwise missed. Their call volume dropped by 75%.
We typically help about 1,500 clients per week. The businesses that have adopted the web chat have significantly seen a higher rate of retention, upwards of 20 to 25%.
No less than 15 hours a week has it saved me.
TapClicks cost us over $20,000 a year. We built a better one in Vendasta Vibe. That money doesn't leave our 4 walls anymore.
It is 17 cents an hour for 24-hour coverage. There's no human math that works against that.
I don't code, most of my team doesn't code. We've built over 15 tools in Vendasta Vibe.
Took something that really would have taken days or weeks down to just minutes.
Our customers don't realize that they're even talking to an AI. That's the bar.
An agency owner who doesn't have what we have right now is going to wake up in 2027 and find that their competitors and their team have both been left behind.
It's not going to be AI that replaces agencies. It's going to be AI-empowered agencies that beat agencies that aren't willing to adopt.
Awesome. Yeah. Huge thank you to everyone that was involved in PAC. That was such a great event. So kudos to the team there. All right. So those of you that don't know me, my name is Claire, and I am going to go through a really high-level view of some Broadly SMB research. Over the past several months, we teamed up with a group of students from Cornell University while they researched Broadly. They looked into our direct customers and their data, along with an external group of new SMBs, to gather real-time information through the onboarding process, overall user experience, and to capture their candid feedback. Since receiving their final deliverables about 4 weeks ago, there have been dozens of meaningful conversations that have sparked new ideas and concepts all throughout the organization. So let me walk you through a high-level version of their research, findings, and recommendations, along with how our team is taking action already. Their research was framed around several guiding questions. Who activates successfully? Where do our customers abandon? What type of friction matters most? How should Broadly be positioned? What drives expansion? And how do we move towards a sustainable 3-time lifetime value to cost to acquire customers? Those questions help to identify a few core problems that appear very quickly when a customer logs into Broadly for the first time. One of the themes that kept coming up throughout their research was that setup comes before value. Today, customers must spend time configuring workflows and connecting their various tools before they ever see positive business impact or real value from the platform. And when that effort accumulates first, before any tangible or ROI is visible, our customers disengage. So to solve for some of the key issues they identified, their recommended starting point is to redesign the onboarding process as it is today. Customers should experience some sort of value before needing to configure the platform for their business. Customers want to be confident that that solution will bring their business value and not become another tool that they have to learn and manage. A second theme that kept coming up throughout the research was the language dissonance. Small businesses aren't shopping for an AI platform or even AI employees. They're actually shopping for relief. So this means that the language we've been using throughout parts of the customer journey need to be refocused on the outcome that we're providing to the business. So using outcome-focused language like we can capture your leads day or night, help you gain more 5-star reviews and then respond to them on your behalf, or book your appointments even when you're too busy to answer the phone. This is the kind of relief that business owners are searching for. So believe me when I say, in true Vendasta fashion, our teams are working very hard and moving fast to bring these recommendations to life. If you're excited to see what's being built, stay tuned either next week or the week after for a mind-blowing demo by F. David. And anyone that's interested in learning more about this Cornell research, you can reach out to me and I'm happy to share their final video presentation as well as the research they provided. And on that note, I will hand it off to Miriam. Hello.
Good afternoon, everybody. We are closing. We are getting close to the end of AI Billboard announcements. I guess that we are finishing up at the end of the month, but this week's winner is. Are you excited? It's Tanmay. So Tanmay has submitted 2 builds to the AI Billboard. One is account manager strategist, and the other one is daily meeting recap to action items. So please get your submissions in the Billboard, and we are looking forward to giving the next 2 gift cards to you. Thank you.
Robin's on vacation this week, so you guys are stuck. All right. Oh, this is an easy one. Last 3 digits are 800. 02906800. Shay.
Do we have a winner?
Yes, we have a winner.
All right. Cool. Thanks, everybody. Happy Friday afternoon.